1, 2, 3. Okay, so here's a little bit of info about my wiring harness for the tail section and the tail light, which is over there. I already tore it down because you don't need to see that again. So what we're looking at here, I'm actually going to pull the camera in so you can get a better idea. Let's see here. You'll have to bear with me today. I'm not on my rooftop workshop. Mostly because I couldn't be bothered. But so there's going to be some background noise. Right, so indicator lights. I think my wiring harness is newer than the one that you're working on. So if I am right, orange is left and blue is right. If I'm not, oh well. In your instance, and I didn't actually wire this, so I don't actually know what's going on back here. However, I can say, just by looking at it, that the green wire here, the green wire is not actually hooked up to anything. It's actually just dangling. So I hope that's not an issue. I would assume that the same thing is happening here, that it's just the orange wire to the yellow wire on the light unit, and then this is the brake harness, which this stuff is all just plugged in right there. So on that, let me just okay. So this is, I believe, stock, I think. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to take this apart so I know actually what I'm talking about. Bear with me. One thing I can tell you for sure, though, this harness, we're only using one plug. And that is the one right here. And this harness, this just plugs right in. So normally these would sit like that in there with this plugged in, and this one is literally, all I'm using it for is just sealing the unit from the I'm just sealing the unit from the weather. And then I've actually filed this part out so that I can run these wires out of the back of the unit through a little hardly waterproof but slightly more weather resistant hole. I'm going to take the light out now. There we go. Totally free. Next step is to actually pull those screws out. Retain my little gasket here. This thing is a piece of shit. Actually, you know what? I think that sits inside this piece. Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Why am I doing that? I don't want to. Okay. Alright. So, here we go. Now we're in the money. Alright. Got to my lighting panel. So, we have the plug here, which is just straight into the back of this board. And then turn signals. Let's see if I was right. This is turn left, this side is turn left, this side is turn right, and turn left was orange. Okay, I'm not sure if I got that right, if I guessed it right. But anyway, So, left signal wire goes into the orange harness right there. And again, if the right hand turn signal was any indication, the ground wire is actually not retained. I'm actually not sure if that's a ground or if that is for a dual filament. My guess is that since this is all one panel, the ground is this negative right there. I would assume that the whole panel is grounded right there, as opposed to grounded through these. So, let's see if I can guess this circuit right. Ground, high, low would be the green. I'm going to hook the panel up to the rear of the bike and show you. Okay, so that's just the running light. Let me step on the brake. There, it's that 2-stage. My rear brake needs some work. It's a little touchy. But yeah, so you see the 2-stage is working just right off of that. And the turn left is working. And the turn right is working. I'm actually going to open this up because I'm curious now. Oh. Always forget, I got my knife on my hip. So, yeah, let's make sure you actually saw that, because I'm not actually paying attention to the camera today. So, undid this, and you can see, let's get it focused. This is the green wire right here in this harness that was all covered up. It's not hooked up to anything. So, I'm actually kind of worried that that might cause an issue, but it hasn't yet, so. But that is more or less the wiring situation back here. And just in case, I want to make sure I've got everything said while I'm meant to be saying it. Yeah, I guess just to review. The panel right there has right and left, right, orange, left, or wait, no, hold on. Wrong side. I need to make sure that the orientation is proper. Okay, left is orange. Right is blue. Green wire, not useful. Green wire, not useful. Brakes. The ground for the unit is right here. No, right here. I think high and low, or running and high, I'm not sure. And on my harness here, that's green with yellow stripe, solid green, and orange. And in order, that's green with yellow stripe far left, orange in the middle, green with solid green on the far right. And I can't tell where these terminals are in here. I'm pretty sure it's... Let me set this flat. Ground on the left, red in the middle, green on the right. Not sure if you can see that. just plugs in like so. Okay. Sure, I made that clear as mud. I'm actually going to, while I have this all off, clean that whole thing up, but I need to put my housing back together. Now, I did notice that my taillight, which I need to replace, is actually by a company called Clear Alternatives, not by the custom LED guys. So I can't imagine the wiring situation is totally different from one company to another. I'm just cleaning this out because, man, that is nasty. Just soot and exhaust fumes and stuff. So I can't imagine the wiring is entirely different from one company to another, given that it's on the same circuit. But do bear in mind that Clear Alternatives may have taken some liberties with their design that custom LED didn't. I will be switching to a custom LED when I replace this, because this thing's a piece of junk. So, yeah, that's kind of all I got. I hope looking at a put together one is helpful, and I will be at least trying to help you out with any of the other questions you might have. I hope pulling that off isn't going to fuck with the soldering. But yeah, that's the completed teardown of my taillight. Catch you later.